Hello everyone, my name is Matt Scorpion and welcome back to Destiny with the Reset Update. Now it is week 3, I do believe, and with that, Saladin has returned to bring us Iron Banner for the first time this season and for the first out of 2 this season as they're continuing that sort of, thing. He only shows up twice per season still. And in case you didn't know, it's still the challenge-based thing, which some of the challenges are not going to be available until later in the week. But it pretty much, if you want to look at some of the new things that showed up, this season they brought back the Allied Demand from Year 1, which is an adaptive frame sidearm, rebranded with the Origin trait and new perks. And of course, as well, Roar of the Bear, a high-impact frame rocket launcher from Year 2, returned in Year 5 with, like I just said, new Origin traits and new perks. So, in case these were any of your favorite weapons back then, they are back and can be redone. But aside from that, if you look throughout, of course, because Iron Banner, there is a boosted Valor thing going on because, Iron Banner. So, as well, there's also all of that. The rank boost for challenges and all that, equipping gear, that's still the same thing. But aside from that, there is bonus Valor in the rest of the playlists as well, double Crucible rank. So it doesn't really show in the Iron Banner thing, but I do believe it still applies regardless of whether or not, you do that. But they also made it so it's a pinnacle to play with either Arc or Stasis subclasses, specifically in the Iron Banner playlist. So that I believe that is an alternate pinnacle as well. Now, throughout the rest of the world, going through it, Vanguard, the Nightfall is currently Fallen Saber. And I'm not exactly sure what strike weapon it is, but if it was Mindbender's Ambition last week, I'd have to guess it is the Malicious Birthright this time through. I honestly don't know, and I'm quick on the draw enough that I don't know what it is, and no one knows what it is, but because, I'm doing this at 1:15. So, in terms of modifiers for farming this, it is Arachno, where Fallen Vandals spawn web mines, Overload and Barrier champions because Fallen, Togetherness, where base health regen is reduced but it boosted if you're near other players, then Equipment Lock, Match Game, Mob Champions, Arc and Void Shields, then Lightning Crystals, which makes it so the Arc and Stasis abilities recharge faster but receive more damage from both of those elements, and then lastly, Acute Arc Burn. So, in case you wanted to actually farm this, it's not too terrible. Arc Burn always makes it so that you can pull out a thing like Storm Chaser and just absolutely melt the boss and anything around. But it's also one of the shorter Nightfalls to do on harder difficulty. So whenever the Grandmaster shows up, it's one of the easier ones this season as well. Now with Gambit going on, per the usual, there's still nothing new with Gambit. No new active boosters, no labs. I don't even know if we're going to have any Gambit labs this season. We have already covered Crucible, but then at the Legends tab, it is currently prophesied for our rotator, and I don't know if challenge yet. It doesn't seem like challenge modes have launched for King's Fall yet. And then with prophecy as our rotator, that means it is, I do believe, where did it go? Let's see, it was Grasp, so that means yes, Europa does have Deepstone Crypt as its rotating raid, which means of course all active challenge modes are here, and if you want to run it to get an extra pinnacle by killing Tanix the Abomination, then that is still there. Now into the rest of the world. For the Throne world, not gonna check Vow anymore because it doesn't drop the Master, or, well, actually challenge mode is still a thing. Let's see, it's Swift Destruction, which is kill the Abominations in the first encounter multiple times next to each other. And then for our weekly mission in the Throne world, it is the Last Chance, which is, I believe, the second to last mission, because I think the ritual is the one where Sabathun's trying to pull the Traveler into our world. And then, let's see, that is, I believe, everything in terms of that, but I might as well check with Vault with challenge mode is here. It is Ensemble's Refrain, which is Atheon challenge, where you cannot break more than one oracle in a single wave. It has to be, every oracle is one individual person's in each wave. Then for Eternity as well, because I know a lot of folks are going to be farming this, for our new rotation for Dares, on Legend mode, it is Taken, Cabal, and Zydron for our rotations, in case anyone wants to farm Dares and get a better chance at red borders. And with that, going throughout the world now, checking in on the Helm. Of course, there's new sales of the Ship Stealer, I do believe, as well as a hideout for the week, but Catch Crash is currently Skiffix, a new boss. Skiffix Privateer is the captain of a rival pirate ship found in Catch Crash activities. I don't believe he was the one from last week, at least I don't think that name rhymes, but at the same time, the Expedition playlist, it's hard to say where it's going to take you just because it doesn't really say right off the bat, but it's probably a new thing because last week was Cosmodrome, it was Europa before, so we're likely going somewhere new this time around. So speaking of seasonal as well, with the Psyops Battlegrounds is European Dead Zone for Legendary Psyops, and then for our weekly challenges. Now, starting with the top, access the third relic and then defeat Cabal. Defeating them with finishers award bonus progress. That gives you a level up and an upgrade to the star chart. Then Sextant Navigation, which is complete map or collect map fragments and treasure coordinates during Season of Plunder. Earn map fragments and catch crash and treasure coordinates through ritual activities, aka strikes, crucible, gambit, that sort of thing. That's just a random thing to do, though. And then as well for Catch Crasher 1. In Catch Crash, destroyed shield generators in the maintenance bay, hack terminals in the treasure hoard, and destroyed storage tanks in ether storage. So that one's going to be a little bit annoying because I think it's a random chance. You won't be able to get this in one swing, and you'll have to hope you get the right encounters to drop, but that also drops you repute and upgrade for the star chart and XP alongside it. Then you also have Cannonade, defeat target's machine gun, defeating them in expedition and defeating guardians will award bonus progress. Nessus activities for earning progress by completing bounties, patrols, public events, and lost sectors on Nessus. Then reaching 1570 power level, that's with gear, not with artifacts, so if you've already done that, you'll know, otherwise you'll just have to get there. You also have mid-range calibrations, which is calibrating mid-range weapons including hand cannons, glaives, auto rifles, fusion rifles, machine guns on Nessus specifically, with bonus progress for rapidly defeating targets. Then, for the Gambit challenge, defeating Taken in Gambit, earn bonus progress for defeating tougher combatants. Iron sharpens iron for Crucible, which is basically just playing Iron Banner. And for strikes, we have Ultimate Champion, defeating champions in any Nightfall strike on hero difficulty or higher. Earn bonus progress at higher difficulty tiers. So that is the seasonal challenges available in addition to everything else. And so lastly, to wrap up for the reset update in everything, it is time to check in with Banshee to see what weapons he has available for us. Now, starting off, we have Percy's D, a very good high-impact frame scout rifle that a lot of people actually do enjoy. Rapid hit opening shot could be a good crucible roll, but then you get things like Headstone. I think that it's got a kill clip somewhere in there, so it is a pretty solid option. You also have Crate, which is everyone's favorite Viced auto rifle, which is also another stasis one to apply to your stasis build. And with things like Stats for All, I know it can roll for 1 for all. I know I've seen auto-loading in one sector. It's rapid fire, so it's got a reload, and Vice Stinger always complements it. So, pretty good weapon, although it's not one I regularly pick. We also have Ogma PR6, another Amalon Pulse that comes with the Amalon Fluid Dynamics Origin trait. And it has some unique perks that is a little more Crucible focused, if I'm honest. So this is one more meant for Crucible, I would say, in its gameplay. But of course, it is a pulse rifle, so if you need something solar for an unstoppable, I know there's not many other rapid available choices, so there's that. Then we also have the Fugue 55, a more Crucible-based sniper rifle. But with this roll with no distractions and focused fury, I could definitely see why it could be used for PvE. But, you know, aggressive no, it's actually adaptive. I forgot that all Suros are not aggressives. Then we have a regular appearance from Typhon GL5, a stasis grenade launcher that is really good in its perk department, but not craftable. So there's that. Then as well, Taipan 4FR, which almost has a pretty good god roll right off the bat. Which it can roll, of course, with liquid coils, accelerated coils, and it can roll a triple tap, as well as something like Firing Line. So if you needed something that was a new god roll, Cataclysmic, or something like that, and you couldn't get into either Duality, or get into Vow, or get into Trials to get the other 3 god roll linear fusion rifles, you can pick up Taipan from a seasonal quest and actually be able to craft this. So if you need one, there's there. But aside from that, if you actually really need it, go ahead and craft it. It's probably going to be worth the effort put into it. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion. This has been the Reset Update, and I will see you in the next video.